Previously on Town Hall 10 Free to Play, we put the witch into action for a laboratory potion. Today I'm going to explain how I raised my heroes almost 12 levels in 2 months without gems. Heroes, heroes, heroes. One of the most ignored upgrades on some of your bases. Maybe because it takes so long to upgrade them or they cost too much. But what you fail to realize is that might be the reason why you're rejected by top clans. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe. Welcome back for episode 41 of the Town Hall 10 Free to Play series. Today we have a very interesting situation happening on the base right this moment. We have 8.5 million gold available, full storages, 120,000 dark elixir, and I need 136,000 to upgrade my Barbarian King to level 37. What do? I'm sure most of you are probably saying do a defensive upgrade and spend off the gold. That way you're not wasting your loot. Wrong. Oh, no. That is the very logic that you get trapped into. You end up taking all of your gold and applying it to your defenses, keeping all of your builders upgrading defenses the whole time until you get to the point where you are maxed defensively. You classify yourself as maxed, but your heroes are not maxed. So today's episode, we're going to talk about how to max your heroes fast as a free-to-play player. By now, we've stayed pretty consistent by showing you armies that are very much effective. Obviously, by now you should know that the miners are really good and the goblin knife is a really good army to steal dark elixir. We're farming up in a trophy range that offers us a very high win bonus, so we're able to collect dark elixir but also win some additional dark elixir and really speed up the process on how quickly we gain that dark elixir. We're using baby dragons to do a little bit of funneling here with the miner army, and it looks like bulk of our dark elixir is in the core as well as some over here on the side, and then there's a drill I believe on this side as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by trying to funnel our troops into the base into the right location, and I do have a wall wrecker involved. I've showed this army multiple times, but that's not necessarily the highlight of this video. So let's go ahead and drop those miners and get them into the base, and we're going to use our king possibly on the backside. We'll see how this works out. We need to go ahead and get that wall wrecker dropped, and we are basically targeting the core of this base. Let's go ahead and get a heal spell down for our miners. Since they're going into a couple of giant bomb placements, we got to drop a poison spell for the skeleton trap, and let's go ahead and drop a rage spell in this location. Let's go ahead and drop that king to go ahead and follow him into the base as well. Looks like we got our bowlers and P.E.K.K.A inside the base. Let's go ahead and drop the heal spell as well as the rage spell, and appears that that bowler is currently targeting the dark elixir while the miners have worked their way around the bottom side of the base. King has targeted the location where we want them to go, and it appears that there's still 2,700 dark elixir available on this base, and our miners might actually make it to that location. Let's go ahead and use that king's ability to try to get rid of these heavy defenses in the core, and we want to try to get as much of the dark elixir as well as the 70% to gain the win bonus. Go ahead and place another heal spell in this location. King is also going to go out and go exactly where we wanted him to go, targeting that drill to grab the rest of the dark elixir off of this base, and we're going to walk away with a very sizable amount of dark elixir with a very formidable army up here in Champions League. But again, this is not necessarily the only way to speed up the progress of hero upgrades. So that is not the first time that you've seen that army, nor is that the first time that you have seen that Champions League produces massive amounts of dark elixir as well as that massive win bonus to comp you. And so we can steal dark elixir very fast. But what is the other thing that I am doing in order to raise my heroes 12 levels in the last couple of months? To be honest with you guys, I've just prioritized my builders. 2 builders, no matter what, is going to go towards the Barb King and the Archer Queen. No matter whether I have gold stockpiled or not, I am going to collect the dark elixir and I am going to put my heroes down for upgrade. The only way to really speed this process up is to obtain free books of heroes from the clan games whenever those are offered, or completing the task in the silver tier on the gold pass to get that book of heroes at the end of the season. But other than that, in order to speed up the process of your hero upgrades, I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious. I don't mean to insult anybody's intelligence here, but you're going to need to either spend the gems that you gain from achievements, or buy gems with actual money, or buy the gold pass. The gold pass is quite obvious because it speeds up the progress of everything on your base, to include walls, and you get those free magic items and the perks that reduce costs and upgrade times. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a poll that I did yesterday, and we had over 5,000 votes on this poll for Town Hall 10 hero levels. And so only 11% reported in as having level 40 heroes. These are your committed players that want to max out their bases properly before moving on to Town Hall 11. 41% of voters said that they had heroes in the levels of 20 to level 29. So what's happening with those players is they're doing exactly what we mentioned at the beginning of the video. They have all this gold coming in, they're applying it to their defenses, and what's going to happen is they will max out their defenses, have a bunch of gold and all of their builders available, and they're going to move on to Town Hall 11. What ends up happening there is once you get to Town Hall 11 and you start facing off against higher defenses, those level 20s are not going to help you anymore. I'm going to put it like this based on experience from the rush space. Level 20 heroes versus a max Town Hall 11 sucks. It is horrible. They will die so fast and it will cause you to absolutely despise the game. Alright, so with all that information identified, I think we have enough to put the Barb King down after this raid. So we're going to go ahead and hit this base, and then we're going to take a look at a few additional attacks with max level heroes. Because realistically, I just want to help you guys out in enjoying the game a little bit more. And I know the significance of those high level heroes and how they play out on those attacks that you see here on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and drop those miners and move them into the base, and we're targeting that dark elixir obviously in the center of this base, and we're going to go ahead and place a wall wrecker. Now you don't necessarily need wall wreckers to use this army, but I bring them because I can get them and I have the availability because I have grinded out a max Town Hall 13. So that's just one of the things that you have to understand, is that grinding out these accounts free to play is not easy. Everything is going to slow down on us in the future once we get to the higher levels. Town Hall 11 is really when you start crossing into the big boy leagues. You have the Eagle Artillery, you got to level up a third hero in the Grand Warden. And so there's just so much that you have to do that a lot of you guys are unwilling or you are unknowing of until you get up to that level. Everybody wants to move on in the game. Everybody wants to get to Town Hall 13 eventually, but you also need to realize the amount of work that really goes into that unless you are buying those gems or buying those gold passes. Miners have done their job. We are up to 138,000 Dark Elixir. We need a little bit more percentage in order to gain the 100%. Let's go ahead and use the baby dragon on the right side of the base, and we're going to get about 73%. Don't really care at this point. We're going to go ahead and bail on that raid and pull the full win bonus, and that's going to put us up to exactly 139,000 Dark Elixir. So on that note, we are going to put this Barb King back down for upgrade to level 37, and we have exactly 6 days and 12 hours. That's a lengthy time frame, but you just have to endure it if you want to enjoy those max level heroes. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish up this video by taking a look at this attack here by Elena for motivational purposes. Maybe if you see what the level 40 heroes actually do, you might understand why you want to upgrade them as quickly as possible. At least put some special emphasis into upgrading those troops. So we do have a balloon attack, and we have not shown balloons on this series just yet, but we're going to be working our way into it eventually. We got a bowler over there clearing out multiple buildings. We got a few wizards dropped to clear out some buildings to funnel the heroes inside the base. But you got this location on the right side, and we have 3 air defenses in this zone. So we're going to clear out a bulk of the defenses with a wall wrecker that I believe has bowlers in it, and then there's also a golem and the Barb King and Queen. King is a level 40, and the enemy king is also a level 40. Looks like we have a lava hound inside the clan castle. When we got bowlers working, the king is going to lead the way, and he is going to go all the way into the base and take down the enemy queen. So he's going to get rid of the enemy queen, which is actually huge for supporting the balloons in the attack. The queen is also going to eliminate an air defense, and she's going to continue to walk and clear multiple defenses as well as a wizard tower. Wizard towers are very strong against balloons, so you want to get rid of those, as many of those as possible. And the golem and giant get rid of another wizard tower. So a large chunk of the base is cleared out with a small kill squad, if you will, and that is based on the level of the heroes. The king more than likely would not have made it that far if he was a lower level, but we just really never know until we have our king and queen in action and see what they can actually do. Now again, I understand a lot of you guys out there have learned different ways to maneuver those lower level heroes and be able to 3-star, and you're going to question my theory here and say that you can do it without the higher level heroes, and you probably can. But to move on in this game, you're going to learn quickly once you get up to Town Hall 11, Town Hall 12, Town Hall 13, that those lower level heroes really have no place at those higher level Town Hall levels, and you're going to be extremely limited to the types of attacks that you can do and put into action. But this attack was absolutely beautiful, and you noticed that the queen was able to maneuver from the far right side of the screen all the way down to the bottom side of the screen before she ever died. And now we have a beautiful 3-star attack here by Elena. arena as usual. We have cleanup pups taking out the enemy king. We got minions working on the town hall here in a moment. We're going to go ahead and speed it up. That way you can see the army for yourself, and we will be getting into the air attacks here in the upcoming future. But again, I just wanted to place a special emphasis on the heroes. That way you see what they can do at level 40. And on that note, I do believe that that is going to wrap us up for today. We were successful with putting the Barb King back down for upgrade to level 37, but there's 3 things that I want you to take away from this video. You have to use an army that is very good for stealing Dark Elixir. Goblin Knife, La Lunion, or miners will do very well. You also have to be in a trophy range that has a lot of Dark Elixir. Masters League all the way up to Champions League will produce massive amounts of Dark Elixir. And lastly, you need to make sure that you prioritize 2 builders for those heroes no matter what. Whether you're full on gold or elixir, no matter what, apply those 2 builders to your heroes. You'll notice that there's a spring trap that's going to be done in 5 hours, and I will use my gold right there and put down another trap and keep the cycle going. But that's just a little bit of advice to help you max out your heroes as quickly as possible as a free-to-play player. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you have not done so already. If you like watching us every single day, turn on those notifications. If you need an additional video support, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.